Hello.
Hi.
Yep.
Thank you.
Und dann, ja, die haben das festgelegt und ich war vorhin nee, wir hatten noch gar keine
Das tror jeg, vi skal vente. Lige nu så
It's really long.
God, sir, all of you, very welcome aboard. I wish you on the way of our awesome boat driver, Shell, and myself. I'm your guide here. My name is Sune. And then just making a long noise, so just waiting a little bit before I continue. So, first of all, and most important, the bridge you got here in front of us is a very low master, so please be sitting on your places until we have passed it. Thank you so much. Dann habe ich eine Frage. Wir haben etliche, ja, zuerst herzlich willkommen. Dort wünsche ich Ihnen an die Wegen unserer Buchführer Shell und mir selber. Ich heiße Sune und bin euer Guide hier. Ich habe für euch eine Frage. Ich möchte eigentlich so viele Informationen geben als möglich. So geht es nur mit englischer Sprache. Englisch, ja? Zwei? Okay. Dann wer es nicht verständigt hat, dann kommen Sie bitte wieder und so. Okay, farewell. We have no Dutch, so when you shall. Yes. So to play the bridge here, please. Okay, Nyhavn was constructed by Swedish waterways in years between 1716 and 73. Okay. Nyhavn was constructed by Swedish waterways in the years between 1617 and 1673. It is actually a new port, but one different thing Nyhavn is not is new. It's one of the oldest places here in Copenhagen at all for living, in fact. Still used, however, is those buildings placed on an island called Papyrus, or the Paper Island in English. They were finished last year, and among the most expensive apartments until now in Denmark at all. For instance, the square meter price in Danish kroner is something between 150 and 180,000 kroner. Yes, which is well something like 25,000 euro. It's double per square meter. It's double up from the second most expensive place in Nyhavn. Yes.
Så sløjt er så helt blevet skrevet op på det. Så, men du må ikke... Det bliver tosset, det her ja, det kan stadig være rigtig. Altså, grundbygningen er under det lokale almindelige idé. Vi ser nu, at det er renoveret. Der er lidt ud over det kassen, altså. Så det er almindeligt.
In front of the Opera House of Copenhagen, finished in 2005 and made by the Danish architect Henning Larsen. And actual some of the nicknames of this opera house is actually the telescope because of this huge metal band placed aside the glass facade. You see the building lord of the building, the old director of Maersk, the headquarters actually placed on the other side of the harbor, those white buildings with blue windows. He gave the opera house to the Danish people, he said. But he had his own opinions about what to do when, what not to do if is a building placed close to water. And some of his logos was actually placed near water facade. There was still salt water, it's afraid that the salt water would destroy the glass facade. So just ordered the architect that he placed those metal bands instead. Across. And this area in front of us with those orange colored balls around, it's the area of the Navy. It's called Holland, and as Chris's Thomas actually called it, placed an artificial island. The ships mostly are not functional warships, they are reserve ships. And the frigate in front of us is called First Climbing, was the founder of our Navy in the time of Cold War in the 1970s and 1980s. Okay. In front of us you see the royal yacht, the yacht of the royal family. And that, maybe you can't see, but there's a very little channel crossing over the waters here. No, it has actually parked itself at the yacht, okay. But it's transporting staff and other people, other persons from the ship to the pavilions to see here on the other side of the harbour.
Royal Family and Canals.
Nu må jeg sige, det må det normalt ikke. Du må se dig i på, det gør noget. Det var virkelig, det var en kompliment det der.
Nej, det er vi ikke.
De må ikke give tilbage, de skal. De er så meget tjenest.
So in front of us see some buildings. Those are a battery called Sixtus, named after King Christian VI. The canals are fired twice a day, once at 8 o'clock in the morning, once by sunset. Tomorrow, when the weather becomes maybe a little bit better than now, the harbour again is a very nice place to walk around and recreate yourself. It's called the Treasure Park, and there's a memorial park of the victims of the Second World War. To make a statue of the mermaid in 1930, just finished. personally would like the opportunity to make a photo of it, I'd like to.
พอจะทำให้ถูกเป็นแบบขนาด
Right up here.
Det bliver præcis. Fordelen sidder i mig selv. Jeg kan høre mig selv. Det er sådan noget fordel.
So, if you have too much free time, you can visit the burning plant you see just here in front of us. It's called Ammerbak in Danish or the Copenhagen in English, because the roof of the building is actually also a hill, a skiing hill. Even in summertime you can stay skiing downwards the hill on artificial grass. So, now see two pavilions there, and yes, you already saw the function entrance place where we will transporting people from the very out to the embankment here. Behind us is the headquarters of Maersk, one of the biggest shipping companies in the world. And the church just here on the right side now is the only Anglican church in Denmark at all. St. Albans Church is the name. And as you made a remake of the wedding of the young oldest daughter of King Christian IX, when she was married to the coming King of England, Edward VII, Prince Edward, the eldest son of Queen Victoria.
Apart.
and marketplace. On the right side you see the residence of Royal Family, Amalienborg. The four buildings were originally made for the four richest families of Copenhagen in time of pushing the rubbish. Medical food in the 1750s. And yes, so you have the opportunity to make a real photo of Amalienborg if you like to.
Kan jeg lade den vej, så det skal jeg lade den vej, så det gør det. اینجا چیز بازار داره. بعد بازار چند.
And now we have the opportunity to make a photo of Amalienborg if you like to. Yeah. I'm afraid that the water over there is maybe not that clean as you wish it to be if you want to take a bath over there, a shower.
Also der unpassendste Moment für den Telefonieren.
Men måske lidt træt også.
Also weil wir sonst immer mit den Cocktails
نه تا الان 20 دقیقه
Det er jo en forståelse af fast på.
In front of us on the right side is the playhouse of Copenhagen. As the opera house part of Royal Theatre was finished in 2008, 3 years later than the opera house. There are 3 stages there. The biggest of them was space for 700 public. So normally Christmas how the Halloween was reclaimed inside of Christmas the 4th and the first 2 decades of the 17th century for fortification of Copenhagen. Christian was in Amsterdam, well, 20 years before he began his project here, and fell completely in love with Amsterdam, with its canals and birds placed close to the townhouses and so on and so on. I wanted such a area placed here in this new urban part of Copenhagen. In fact, he was in Amsterdam by a quite other purpose. He wanted to start new techniques of shipbuilding, especially ships made for warfare. Reminding that he was there in a position being a king. You may probably call that purpose some sort of industry espionage with nowadays terms. I just in front of us see the Twisted Tower of our Saviour's Church, one of the most iconic churches in Copenhagen. One or two Bible churches, one or two barrack churches by the way also. The twisted thing you see is a step walk placed outside the tower, and you can walk to the very top of the tower. There are just under 400 steps to the very top, but the view you're getting from the very top is really awesome. So after the bridge here, you had the opportunity to make a photo of the church on the left side. The first tree here after the bridge might be the most photographed tree north of the Alps, so you better be a little bit quick making your picture. I'm going to enjoy the birthday, by the way, because that's the biggest in North in Denmark, and 48 clocks, 48 bells. So. And when you finished your pictures, the bridge here in front of us is a very low bridge, so can I have your attention? That bridge here is very low, so please get down. Thank you. Super. Great. So take care here, please. Thank you. The water level is still quite low, but it is in fact rising a little bit here. So. Now got into a living area, so I will switch off my microphone until the end of the canal.
Можем теперь спросить, тебя правда в Европу сейчас? Ну, вписывайся.
ولی عمومش کفش پیدا کثیف هم لجنه
Going
It looks exactly what it is in progress. The sort of cement of the Black Diamond, a part of the Royal Library, our national library here in Denmark, finished in 1999 and the biggest, by the way, science library in the Nordic countries. That might include both Iceland and Greenland, by the way. If you look to the little statue here, it's actually also a little mermaid. She was made by the wife of our maybe greatest composer in Denmark, Carl Nielsen. His wife, Anna Maria Carl Nielsen, was a really gifted sculptor and made also a sculpture of the Little Mermaid. Just much more expressive than the other statue, the famous. Aside the Royal Museum of Denmark and also the Royal Brew House, the brew house of King Christian IV. And the building in front of us blocks, or the Danish architecture center, is actually, it got a prize as one of the most ugliest buildings in Copenhagen at all. The building not well, the Society of the Danish Architects. And then we've got a low bridge in front of us, so please always sit down once again. So, just watch your head there, please. So, okay. We're now actually going around some of the earliest places in Copenhagen at all. On the right side you see the embankment of an island called Slotsholmen, or the Castle Island. That very place where the castle of our parliament is placed, built it. However, there have been castles with 3 different names in the last 1,000 years in that very place. We thought the first was made by a bishop named Absalom, but already 150 years before him was a castle here we know now, made by Lightstone. Some architects just a year ago developed.
ولی یه ساله حتما این کافی از بیرون کشیده دیگه.
And now famous, the building you see here on the right side, and the bridge, and the upcoming main building of the National Museum on the left. Those are the only remnants of that Christmas rock castle which was made by Christian VI in the 1740s. It burned 50 years later, then the king became homeless in his own capital and got to buy a Marienburg expensively and moved in there instead. Og så jeg tror jeg tager dansk nu, fordi broen herfremme er meget smal, så jeg beder jer om at holde jeres hænder indenbords. Vær ved med røre siden af broen, for I kan ramme det med båden. Og hvis jeg har noget som ondt i hånden, så lad være med det. Please, your attention please, the bridge in front of us, please, attention. The bridge in front of us is very, very narrow, so keep your hands inside the boat. Don't touch the sides of the bridge, please. Thank you so much.
Don't touch the bridge.
So, keep your hands inside the boat now, thank you. But this bridge has some other skills, so listen here. Canals was extremely famous for his songs here in Denmark. His symphonies was the one who made him famous in the foreign, but here it is the songs made mostly for common singing. Thank you so much.
از تو سمت راستی میرم بفرم از تو اون راستی میرم
Så tager vi jo torsdag der. Og hun sover. Skal bruge noget hjælp, så
the building in front of us is called the Thorvaldsen Museum. Bertel Thorvaldsen, he was the great and the famous sculptor of his time, had his own factory in Rome in the first half of the 19th century, and was also the first and probably also the only sculptor of non-Catholic belief who was requested making a sculpture for the Peter's Cathedral in Rome, in the Vatican. And the one who requested him do it was actually the Pope himself. Front of us, you see a horse rider, and that horse rider is that guy, Absalon, I maybe told you about before. He was a bishop and was bishopized by the then King Valdemar the Great. He also got Copenhagen as a present from the same guy. And you see, Valdemar's father, he was murdered in 1130. His name was Knud Evert. He was also sainted in 1186 by Valdemar. But Valdemar's mother, she was a granddaughter of a great prince of Kiev, Prince Vladimir Monomark. So she flew to Kiev and born her son Valdemar there. And Valdemar is in fact named after that Vladimir who got Christianity to Kiev in 988. A guy in Ukraine, he's called Vladimir Veliki, Vladimir the Great in English. And they could only stay there for 6 years. It became very unpeaceful. Then they returned to Denmark and lived in a very influential family called Hvide, White in English. And one of the sons of White was this guy up here, Absalon. So Absalon and Valdemar already from childhood became very close to each other as brothers. And 30 years later, Valdemar gave Absalon Copenhagen as a sort of, well, symbol of thanksgiving. In Ukrainian, when you blackmail something, it's called blagodarit, which means to bless somebody with something. And that was very well what he did. He blessed Absalon, the bishop, with Copenhagen. So on your right side now you see the newest part of Christiansborg from 1928. Today plays for our Parliament and High Court.